Hello, hello, hello. How's everyone doing today? It's Thursday, May 9th. I know that because tomorrow's my daughter's birthday. Um, so I was working on, I'm carrying a big listing load right now, and I was working on pricing. You know, if you've got a house out there and it hasn't sold, it's one of three things. Number one being the price, number two, potentially the location, and number three, the condition. And I do think that it's in that order in this market. Um, the market's a little slow going into summer. It is. It's slower. I just had my sales meeting with all of my agents, and it's definitely slower, a little slow to start. I truly believe if we can see a break in these interest rates, that there's a ton of pent up demand. And then once we can see that pent up demand, then, we're going to see everything break loose again. But, I've had some sellers who have the strategy of, well, let's just put it out for this price and see if someone makes an offer. And I just want to tell you out there that that's not a good strategy. Agents, like I won't go show my clients, and my hair is tragic, guys. I've been outside walking this property this morning. I will not show my clients a property if I think it's overpriced, like significantly overpriced. And if I do think it's overpriced, I will call the agent and say, hey, is there going to be any movement on this thing? Otherwise, I'm not going to waste my time, but I'm more importantly not going to waste my client's time. So pricing is a real strategy when it comes to real estate. And if you're out there, no matter where you're watching in the country, you've got to trust your real estate professional when it comes to the pricing of your home. Data doesn't lie. It just doesn't. And most homes have to go through an appraisal. And I know, like I've done this myself. Like this is my house. You can't really see it, but I built it. I think it's the nicest one on my street. I know it is. I spent a fortune upgrading it. So like if you see, I don't know if you can see, like that fireplace back there. Where's my fireplace? Oh, so my fireplace is back there. You probably can't see it, but it's marble to the ceiling. Floor to elevated ceilings, solid black marble. All right. I spent with glass fireplace and all that. So, I spent $20,000 on the fireplace that my next door neighbors didn't spend. Right. And so, it's upgrades like that. So in my mind, I believe that my house is worth a lot more than the house next door. The reality is, similar construction, same size lots, back to the ranch, half an acre, same custom home builder. My house is probably worth $15,000 more than my next door neighbors. I'm just picking on my next door neighbor, just like a like-minded house in my neighborhood. Even though I probably have $100,000 more in my house than my neighbor does. But see, that was my choice, right? That's what I wanted to have in here to be able to live here. And what I actually did was, when we were building it, my business partner, Tariq Al Musa, had a house on Instagram, and I saw it. It was all black and white, marble. I've got marble, all like marble backsplashes. I got marble up my walls. I've got marble everywhere in this house. Like I love marble. And quartz. I just love it. So anyways, I paid for that, but it isn't going to make my house worth that much more than my neighbor's house. So, my good friend, Grant Cardone, says that you either are a seller or you're not a seller, meaning there are some houses that are on the market today that really aren't for sale. They may show they're for sale, but they're overpriced. The condition isn't what it should be to be for sale. And there's more obstacles to it than what a buyer really wants to mess with. So, agents out there, I'd love to, if there's any agents watching this, I'd love to get your comments. Like, are you dealing right now with sellers being overpriced? And unfortunately, and I wish it was, we're not getting the same prices that we got in 2022, right? We were coming off the pandemic. We were coming off the end of it. So prices were inflated greatly. And why were they inflated? Supply and demand, right? We had more demand than we had supply on the market. and this really dates back to mid 2020, 2021, kind of a little bit through 2022. A lot of people did not want to put their houses on the market because they didn't want people in the house. You know, you're in the height of a pandemic, you know, they didn't want people crawling through their house. I get it. But you had people wanting to move here. I'm in Texas. So you had people coming. Builders had to quit building, right? They had supply chain issues. They couldn't have workers on site, all kinds of stuff. So you had all these people coming to Texas, okay? And they wanted to buy a house. They wanted to live here. And then they get here, and for every 100 people, there might be 20 houses that are for sale. So what does that cause? It causes multiple offers. What do multiple offers cause? It causes the price of the house to go up. And in many cases, artificially. All right. So then the day of reckoning starts coming in 2023. We get our, builders are building again. The world has opened up. This really happened probably mid 2022 to late 2022. Everything opens back up. The world is back on the axle. So it gets back on the axle. Now we have plenty of supply, but interest rates start to go up. Thank you, Jerome Powell. Interest rates start rising. So now a lot of people that said, oh, I might buy a house, they're kind of sitting on the fence. Or they might be living in a house that has a 2 or 3% interest rate. So if they trade houses now, they're trading a 3% interest rate, let's say, or 4% for 7%. So they're like, I'm not going to do that. Right. So again, we've got factors that we can't control. And why do I give you that whole backstory? I give it to you because if you're really a seller in this market, not someone who just put their house out there to see what can happen or what bids you might get, but if you're truly in it to sell it, number one is price. Okay, you've got to price it where your real estate professional tells you it needs to be priced, because that's based on data, and data doesn't lie. Number two, the only real way to get any sort of premium, I think, on a house in any market is the location. Location, location, location. If you've got a primo location, then you can get a little bit more. But I caution you, if there's a lot of inventory in the market at around that location that's $50 or $100 a square foot less than yours, you almost have to kick out that location thing. You just do, because other sellers are selling for a lower price. And then you want to look at condition. How comparable is your house, the one you're selling, to the competition, right? And that's easy to look up. Your realtor can give it to you. You can get it on Zillow, realtor.com. And you want to be really, have a good eye about it. Like, you want to be able to say, okay, you know what? That house, one block over, it's new construction, or it's recently been flipped. My house is 20-year-old construction. I have dark wood cabinets. The new one has, the new shaker cabinets. Like, what kind of surfaces do you have? Do you have granite? Granite's not so great anymore. People want quartz. They want marble. So what kind of surfaces do you have? When was the last time that you remodeled your primary suite and your primary bathroom, right? When was your kitchen updated? Like, unfortunately, this all goes into the popcorn bowl of what you can sell your house for. So today, for those of you out there that anywhere in my universe that might be selling a home and you're like so frustrated, right? It's not selling. Those are my tips, right? You've got to price it to sell it. You've got to look and see about a quarter. You drop a pin at your house and you go a quarter of a mile around. Your realtor should do this for you. And you see how much per square foot homes are selling. Then you look at those homes that have sold in the last 90 days, no longer than 90 days. A comp is no good after 90 days. An appraiser is going to kick it out. 90 days, year of construction, condition of the home. Have the other homes been updated and yours hasn't? Or has yours been updated and the other ones haven't? Do you have things like a swimming pool? And I understand you paid $200,000 for your swimming pool. It's worth $25,000 on an appraisal. Kind of like my beautiful, I wish you guys could see it, my beautiful fireplace, which I know you can't see it back there, but you can see it goes, oh, there you go. It goes all the way to the top, that black marble. It's ridiculous, right? It's not going to be worth what I paid for it, but that fireplace brings me joy. It is the focal point of my living room, okay? It brings me joy. It's expensive joy, okay? but I'm not going to get that money out of it when I sell it. But my house does back to a beautiful ranch, meaning I've got no neighbors behind me. And it's a beautiful view, and you can see the animals and you can see all of that. So that is worth more money than the one across the street from me that doesn't back to the ranch. Now, if the kids get greedy and sell the ranch someday and then they start building homes back there, yeah, well, before that happens, I will have sold this house, trust me. But so then all of a sudden, that little thing that makes mine different and everybody on my side of the street's different, that goes away. Okay. So I guess what I'm saying is you've got to be realistic with what you're selling your house for. You've got to listen to your real estate professional. And, I'm here to tell you that if you want an opinion on your house, now, not one that's listed, because that's not, I'm not going to go around a realtor, but if you want opinion on your house, what it's worth, the reality of today's market, give me a call, send me a note, whatever. Yeah, it's, things are different for sure. But, that vintage drive house that I had, $2.9 million. The whole world said, you won't sell that quickly in Round Rock, Texas. It went under contract in 24 days. Why? Because the right buyer walked in. The person who wanted that house walked in. So, and we had it priced competitively, right? We made it make sense. And so if you truly are looking to sell your home and you're frustrated, I really would tell you, number one, to talk to your realtor. But then number two, do a little bit of your own homework and look and see 0.25, a quarter of a mile around, drop a pin, quarter of a mile around, what's for sale, what has sold, what's the condition, are they updated, is yours not, or is yours updated and they're not, because then that makes yours worth more money, right? It's, and get serious, because I've not seen anybody want to overpay in this market. No way, no how. I mean, we were writing offers in 2021, $50,000, $100,000 over, right? Why? Because they were in competition. They wanted the house. They're not doing that in the 2024 market. So anyways, those are my tips for today. I want to wish all the moms out there happy Mother's Day this weekend. As moms and wives and friends, like, we all do a lot, ladies. And, this is our weekend to be recognized. So I want all of you to know that I see you and I appreciate you. I've got probably 800 women on my real estate team, which is very impressive. I love working with the ladies. Not that I don't like working with the guys too. Of course I do. But anyways, thank you guys for popping on. I'm always available. You know how to reach me. I'm here to answer any questions or to be, just to bring value to you and, whatever you do. We'll talk soon, guys. Bye-bye.